We got the heavyweights, and you hear the cheers for Adam Coon. They've gotten used to it real fast here because he's real good, and he's come on the scene just since November. True freshman, Adam Coon. He went 23-0. And up until that time, Kellen Russell had the best freshman entree. He was 18-0 his true freshman year. But Adam Coon has bypassed that. He's ranked number 2. He's already beaten the defending two-time NCAA champion Tony Nelson from Minnesota, but he had a loss against a rival, Michigan State's Mike McClure, last week.
Boy, this is going to be some kind of weight class to watch in the Big Ten Championships in Madison, Wisconsin, coming up in the first weekend of March.
Yeah, March 9th, we'll have the Big Ten Championships, the 100th edition of the Big Ten Wrestling Championships at Kohl Center in the University of Wisconsin, live, 2 o'clock Eastern on BTN.
Working hard with that underhook on the right side. Nice job by Gingrich here with the collar tie. It doesn't seem like Coon is really totally comfortable with being able to get out of that collar tie there on the left-hand side. So, but he's taken territory. And what I've been impressed with Adam Coon is that just the way he carries his weight out there, comes forward, really tries to make the opponent work. And there's something too in this weight class. You know, you see it with some of the top heavyweights in the country. You know, you got to soften the guy up a little bit here by taking territory. That pushing right there. Got a stall warning on Gingrich on it.
Well, it sounds like we've been talking about it a lot, Jim, but you got to reinforce what's, the facts. Here's another next man up situation for Penn State. Jon Gingrich, the starter 2 years ago, lost his job to Jimmy Lawson. Now, Jimmy Lawson's got a little injury, so here's Jon Gingrich. Talk about Penn State. They're deep with good heavyweights. He's a good heavyweight.
No question about it. A guy that could really, maybe not necessarily All-American status, but certainly a guy who could start at a lot of other places. But that's what you get when you have you got a championship run of a program. You get guys that stay in there in the room, and they might have maybe 1 or 2 shots to be able to do it. They won't necessarily have a 4-year career, and that's why you got to take advantage of it. The mat time while you can in one of these high-level programs.
Jon Gingrich, local boy, just up the road, Bald Eagle area, Wingate, Pennsylvania.
And Coon is getting the benefit of a couple low level. He's changed his level a couple of times. Gingrich hasn't done. There's another level change, but what I've been impressed about with Coon is that he'll make these shots, but it's just not a one and done. He doesn't stay shoelaces flat. He's able to come back up to his feet once he commits to a shot, and that gives him the opportunity to early in matches to be able to get some offense off. I watched Mike McClure and Bobby Telford Friday, the Northwestern Iowa.
You mean McMullen?
McMullen, excuse me. NCAA runner-up. It was at the time a 1-3 matchup here, and match that went kind of like this. A lot of pushing and shoving and holding position, and then we saw Telford do it with Nelson in the Iowa-Minnesota meet. Last second takedown in overtime, or just got right into a quick shot, but you don't have a lot of opportunities, and you don't want to necessarily shoot against some of these heavyweight opponents directly right on in the first part of the match. You want to wait till you slow the reaction time down, get them tired.
There's an escape for Gingrich. See there on the screen when his bio popped up. He's a landscape contracting major, and I think there's not many rocks or any part of landscaping that he wouldn't be able to lift. I'd like him working on my yard.
Yeah, you wouldn't need any of these forklifts going across the lawn, that's for sure.
You got Adam Coon, who's an engineering major.
Both guys working hard on the head, trying to hold position. There you see a little snap. Subtly working the head. Says pressure in, pull back, get the opponent moving. See if he walks into a shot. And right here is a position where, you know, if you brought your chest up to Coon, just exactly what he's doing right there. You see Gingrich blocking with the top of his head. I'd like to see
that. And a reason for stall call.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that called a little bit more in the sport, because when you're blocking with the top of your head, you're really not presenting yourself. Nice work there, a little in and out. Pulled out, got Gingrich to step, and then came back with a little snatch shot right there. And I think that was all just on the aggressiveness of Coon, who's been the only one that's lowered his level at this point.
30 seconds remaining in the period.
It's been Penn State most of the way. Eric Gohalis getting that big pin over Andrew Alton at 149. That's the only win for Michigan up until now. And of course, we're talking about the #2 heavyweight here, Adam Coon, in a close match with Jon Gingrich. But Gingrich, as we talked about, he's not the starter normally. Jimmy Lawson is, and Gingrich lost the starting job last year in the middle of the year to Jimmy Lawson, but he's been Big Ten Wrestler of the Week. He's had some big ones. In fact, he's beaten Mike McClure in a dual meet, did last year, who beat Adam Coon last week. Coon chooses down. He's got a lead, or it's a 1-to-1. He's looking for the lead right now after that stall call.
Well, the way this weight class is being wrestled with these, you know, 1-to-1 situations where guys are not getting the...
There's the one.
Yeah. Not getting takedowns. Now, this is anybody's Big Ten tournament to win. You look at Chalfant from Indiana. You look at McClure from Michigan State. You look at Bobby Telford from Iowa. You've got McMullen, the NCAA runner-up from Northwestern. You got even Lawson can be dangerous.
Chalfant, I don't know whether you mentioned him from Indiana.
Yep, so.
Action, guys.
You know, you could be you know, the heavyweight from some of these other schools. You've got to go through February and January, February, and wrestle all these ranked guys in the top 5 and not have a lot of W's, but still might be a pretty good wrestler. Yeah.
And look at the man in the background, Cale Sanderson, having another banner year, undefeated. They'll keep undefeated and be on their way. They've got a showdown next week against Minnesota, who's only lost once. And big dual meet next week on BTN.
Right.
Penn State versus Minnesota next Sunday afternoon.
Stay here, guys. Stay here.
There's Dan and Dana Coon, Adam Coon's parents. Last year they were sitting in the stands in high school meets, and this year
30 seconds
they're in the Big Ten. Adam Coon leading 2-1 with an escape, trying to protect. Here's a warning against Adam Coon. Gingrich, we talked about, very worthy opponent. Next man up, not the starter. What's he need to do?
He's be able to come up, keep on popping his head up, right? And I think he's lost a little of his momentum. Pretty game effort at the end of the match.
Just what you talked about, Jim. Penn State wrestlers keep coming after you. If you're going to win a title, you got to keep scoring. Scoring points, that's the name of the game. Jon Gingrich comes up short. Dan and Dana Coon are happy because Adam Coon gets his 25th victory in his true freshman campaign. Winner by decision.